Unmute Erica. We can't hear Erica.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Random Shit. Today I got the Manic Genius, got Jesse in the building, and we got Erica here also. So
Hey,
before we
hey,
jump into the
hey.
topics, how's everybody doing? Go ahead and flex, Erica, on
Oh,
us.
fantastic.
You was right. I looked at the Taylor Swift counter. I think it was like 12 times. I was
Yeah,
definitely stumbling over the place, you know.
yeah. I told y'all. I told y'all.
I give you credit. You were right about that.
Yeah, I was like, God damn.
And they
Another
won
time.
too. That's crazy.
Yeah, they definitely was panning to her. Shoot, they score a point. They're like showing her reaction. I'm like, shit. I had to take another shot. Yeah, I was hurting.
But that's
I thought
okay
the
because it was
college.
all Usher and my
The
girl
Swifties
Beyonce.
was
So
Swifty
it's
in last
fine.
night for real. They was eating that shit.
So since we kind of touching on the Super Bowl, like I wanted to definitely get your guys' take on the Alicia Keys and Usher situation. So do y'all think Alicia Keys was out of bounds for letting Usher hug up on her like that? And I'll go to you first, Jesse.
Yes, absolutely. 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 Because if I'm Swiss Beats, that's my boo now, Slim. The way you were holding her, it just spoke of like when they was making that song, they probably did get it in. Like that was like remembering, like, yeah, you know what it feel like. Nah, bruh. Nah, I gotta fight. Nah. You wrong, Alicia Keys. That's crazy. Crazy. The way she arched her back and smiled at him, like, nah, you threw that ass up in the air because you was gravitated towards remembering what was. Damn, bruh. You doing you do Swiss beats like that? Hey, yo, I want a divorce. I want a divorce. Nah, Slim. Can't do it. Not with me. No way, no
Jesse,
how.
she arched her
No
back.
ma'am, no
You
ham.
said she arched her back.
Yeah, she arched her back. Yeah, she gravitated to what she knew was there. She felt with that. She felt Usher on her back like he was pretty. Come on, dog. You man, you rub your meat like close to what was already like. Come on, man. And she loved it. She literally purred. Like, come on, bro. That's so wrong. You don't do that when you married. That's nah, bro. That's wicked behavior.
All right, let me
Ain't
get
nothing but the
Erica on
devil.
that. Erica, what's your take?
Well, technically now he's married too. So
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, he just got married. I'm like,
Shit,
who are these
even
people in
worse.
the on the sidelines that ain't upset?
yeah, like,
Yeah,
but I
two
mean,
marriages. Two marriages. Shoot, they might as well go get it in the bathroom. Shit. Hey, look, at least they ain't doing it in front of everybody. They doing this shit on the field, the 50-yard line. Like, they ludicrous out that bitch. Like, what's your fantasy for real? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Don. Miss Erica.
no, I feel like again, it's part of the show. It's part of the whole branding behind Usher and what he's about right now. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Don't leave your girl around me. That was the whole purpose of that, so that we could all be talking about Swiss's girl now. But also, let me say this. Some people say it's karma, it's God, whatever, because her voice, they say her voice ain't been the same since she stole that other man. So she stole Swiss from that other woman. So, hey, you know.
Mm, mm.
Mm.
Hey,
So, Erica,
go
let me
ahead.
ask you real quick. So, from a female's perspective, do you think she was wrong for being that close in the show?
I think she was wrong for showing up. We didn't need her. For what? She looked great. Don't get me wrong, she looked great. She looked amazing. But she gave absolutely nothing to that performance. And I said when I heard she was coming, why? We do not need Alicia to come at all. And she got up on that stage and did again exactly what I
And
said was
guys, this
going
is
to happen.
where I have to jump off.
All right, Jesse. Thanks
I have to
for
go.
pulling
Bye.
up.
Peace and blessings. Love y'all. See y'all next week.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. But Manic, so let me go to Manic real quick. Would you have what was your take on that whole situation? You think Alicia Keys was out of bounds on that?
I'm not. I don't think she was out of bounds. I think she was way out of bounds. Like, to allow a man to get that close and then, put her in a position like that. You could see that initially was like, okay, no, we're not about to do that. But when Usher applied that pressure, because he tried once and he came back second time a little light, he like pretend like he was just like, oh, I'm just dancing around you. And then he like snuck in there. But yeah, she's gotta block that. She's gotta do a hard no to that, because
what did y'all want her to do? Slap him in the middle of his Super Bowl performance?
No, she could have did what she did the first time. She could have did exactly what she did the first time when he tried to like push up on her. She just backed away and put her hand out like, nah, I'm good. And then when he came the second time, she's just like, and then he started dancing around her. She's like, okay, he's just dancing behind me. And he was like, gotcha. And it's like,
okay, let me ask this. What's the difference between that and a music video?
The music video dancers are paid to specifically dance.
Not dance.
With the artists.
2 artists in a music video.
2 artists in a music video. They're making a music video, which has like stop, take, action. It's staged. It's like performed.
It's staged. Yeah. The Super Bowl halftime was a performance. They were acting.
It was a live performance. So you have control over. I'm sure if that's the type of vibe they were supposed to be on and like Usher practiced that, then it would look more natural, because it didn't. The first time he tried to push up on her, she put the hand out and like backed away. So she made it clear that she was like, nah, I don't want you all hugged up on me. But she just didn't stay strong enough, on Usher's second and third attempt. So that's,
I didn't see
she's way out of bounds for that. Like, that's what I saw as a dude. I saw a dude trying, get denied, get rejected, and he was like, nah, I'm Usher. I'm going back in the second time. I was like, oh, okay. You think you wanna back away from me? Let me just dance around you. Okay, got you comfortable again. Going in for the kill.
Okay.
Hey, Erica, you had a good point earlier. Like, his whole persona now is like pulling up on chicks and stuff. So, like you said, I don't think if I was a female, I'd be like, nah. If I got a solid relationship, I'm not even pulling up on that, because his whole persona.
In a solid relationship. Okay, so see, this goes into a whole nother conversation, because now here we are talking about what women can do versus what men can do. They're both in solid relationships. He literally got married right after the performance. So it's okay for him. What do you mean? What does it have to do with anything? It's okay for him to behave that way, and he's in a relationship.
So if somebody goes and like robs a bank, you're like, oh, wait, it's okay, because he did go to church, that Sunday.
No, my point is that he's performing. It's not real.
It's not real.
No, it's performance.
I know these memes are real. Swiss Beats trending is real.
But Swiss also don't care, right? Didn't he make a statement about this and say, "Yo, relax"?
He said that to like save his pride, but trust me, he's looking at her sideways at the crib right now.
Although
he's drinking some E&J. Like,
they are both a very poor example about it. They're both very poor examples of people that we should be worried about how they feel about somebody taking a man or woman.
But would you be okay with your man grinding on somebody if they was just performing, Erica? Because that's a good point.
If Usher was my man and he's performing in the Super Bowl with Alicia Keys, I'm looking at this as acting. They are performing. I'm not going to take it literal, like, oh gosh, he was too close to her. Like, no, it's a performance. Just like when you watch a movie or you watch TV and people kiss, it's acting. It's not real. Y'all take stuff too real. This stuff is not real. It's all fake. Even down to Taylor and Travis. I keep trying to tell y'all.
They getting married. I'm telling you. I saw that. I saw that embrace at the end. So, Manic, if that was you in there, you as Swiss Beats, would you? She came home after that performance. You added her. What's the situation?
I don't know how I would handle that situation. First, I definitely have to have that conversation. Like, what's going on in your mind? Like, I see that you tried to block it the first time. Why didn't you stay strong? What's going on up there? And like, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys been together for a while, so she should be able to, understand what would be acceptable for him, and maybe that is acceptable for him. Me and Swiss Beats are just not the same type of people.
Yeah, if I was Swiss, I'd be
so I'm assuming that y'all thought Kiki was wrong too.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all thought her dude was okay with the way he reacted?
No. Her dude was weak, but he was weak from the beginning. The way she picked him, but nah, she was still wrong.
Why was she wrong?
I don't think Kiki was wrong. Her dude was kind of a sucker, and
I mean, he was a sucker. I mean, he's still a sucker, but
whether he was a sucker or not, why was she wrong?
because there
kind of
should
stepping
be a
over that
level of
line.
because there's a level of respect that you have to treat your partner or the person that you're dealing with. You don't want to do anything that would make them look bad, make them feel bad, make them feel insecure or anything like that. So that's just kind of like
So back to my
relationship
point, then why are
dynamics.
we not talking about what Usher did to make his woman feel wrong or insecure about his behavior?
No, that's a good point. That's what I'm saying. I think it's wrong on both sides. I think you
Yeah.
got somebody that's solid. You got to
I
start
never
changing
said
your
Usher
stance.
was right. I just said we were just talking solely on Alicia Keys. So
I don't think
yeah,
either one of
Usher.
them are wrong. It was a performance. That's what I just think. It's acting.
I would say
I
the
don't know if I
internet
was
The
has
Swiss.
song is
I'll be
literally
honest.
difference of
called My
opinion.
Boo. The
Yeah.
song is
They
called
performed
My Boo.
that
They're
together.
supposed to say far away from each other, but singing My Boo to each other. That don't make sense.
They could have bought a dancer for him. Like, hey, we'll get you a
Yeah.
dancer. You
Or
could
just not
serenade
You want to
her.
perform My
grind on
Boo at all.
somebody? Yeah.
Or just not do it at all because it wasn't needed. So
Yeah.
Okay. Not good point though. What's up, amazing? So I'm gonna ask you about the Alicia Keys and Usher situation. You think Alicia Keys was out of bounds?
I think they were both out of bounds.
Oh, for real? So you think they both kind of crossed that line?
Yes, I do. I feel like though Alicia Keys should have known better. I forecasted it before it even happened, so she definitely should have forecasted it and should have let him know, don't grab on me like you do all these people in your audience. And like I heard Erica saying, he also has, I don't know what he has. He has somebody, I don't know if it's a spouse or a girlfriend or what, but I can't believe that nonsense even goes on. I personally don't care that he's a performer. I think it's disrespectful, but
So say if Usher was bringing home a $5 million check, you still you ain't you think the dancing's off bounds? Because I mean, she do
that
got a
damn
point there.
thing I do. I tell him
Oh,
to
okay.
bring 2.5 million. I don't need the extra.
you said bring 500,000 shit. No, that's hilarious. But all right, if anybody has anything else, we'll go ahead and jump into the main topic. So, real quick, is capitalism a good or bad system? And we'll start with the manic genius on that. So, from your perspective, do you think capitalism is a good or bad system?
I think overall capitalism is a great system. It's designed around growth and wealth, and it really promotes innovation. When you have people, because it's really about competition. So I think it's good for the most part. With any system, there are some negatives. So capitalism, depending on how you see it from your lens, based on your own personal biases and experiences, you'll see it a slightly different. So I have seen a lot of negatives with capitalism too when it gets when you go to the extremes. But just in short, capitalism's good.
All right. Let me get Erica in there. Do you think capitalism is a good or bad system?
I mean, I don't really have much of an opinion on it at all. I just think there has to be a little more context to the question. Like, as far as like, I don't know, in what sense are we comparing it to socialism, or are we just saying just is it good or bad? Because it
Pretty
has
much
Like,
comparing it to like other systems, like you said, socialist system.
yeah, socialism. Yeah, comparing it to socialism, Erica, would you say if you had capitalism on one side and socialism on the other side, would you lean more to the socialism or more to the capitalism? And why?
it's hard because I feel like there are
Say how you feel. Say
advantages
hey.
to well, it's hard to say advantages to both sides, but obviously there's good that can come out of both situations. But it's just, yes, it's good, but who is it good for?
I think that's a good point, actually, because it's like kind of dependent on which side you land on. So we're
So
gonna
are you,
expound. Oh, go
wait,
ahead.
hold on. I gotta get her. Not. So do you lean more on the capitalism side or more on the socialism side?
I'm like maybe in the middle.
So I take the most neutral point. Okay, you just don't want to answer. Okay, Erica.
Erica's
We'll
like,
go
look,
back
yeah, I
to
ain't
you
about to get
later.
me caught up. Erica got some bread in there. She got that money under the
Amazing.
couch. That's what I'm talking about.
As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's go to you.
No,
Let's go to you.
I'm-
Let's go to you, jerk. What do you got for capitalism?
I mean, I like what both of y'all were saying so far. I would say I like a capitalism because I think it does give you like a lane to like make it to that next level. Like I said, if you figure out how to like do a service that people want, you could kind of, hit that next tier where I think some other systems, like I just traveling around a lot, going to other countries, some places, they have a caste system. It's like you born in it,
Yeah.
you stuck there, if your family don't have like a name or a title, it's like there ain't no making it out of that. So I do like capitalism to a certain degree because it's like if you do, like you said, there's always limitations to any system, but for the most part, like if you kind of put some of the work in, for example, you go be a medical doctor, you're gonna find some work, So that's what I do like about the capitalism system. But I do understand, like you said, there are limitations with it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and get Amazing in there.
I believe in a spectrum, but I lean more on socialism, honestly. Like if we're talking about medicine and things like that, I'm willing to pay more in taxes if that's what I have to do if I make more. Some people already know this. I'm willing to put in more than my share. Again, I agree with Erica as far as there's definitely a mixed. I mean, we're basically mixed right now, but if I had to pick one or the other, I probably lean more towards socialism, especially when it comes to things like medicine and healthcare.
Okay, let's explore that. So the tax rates at what they are now, would you say you'll be willing to go up to like 50% in taxes, paying that, to accommodate like what is it? What they call it? Like the medical expenses for everybody, healthcare for everybody, whatever it is, like the Obamacare, are just taking care of everybody. And like what, school for everybody too?
Yes, I actually do believe in that as well. But I think there has to be stipulations with it. So, for example, I think school should be paid for 100% for needed occupations. So, if we're talking about medical professionals, especially in low income areas, I think that should be 100% paid for, as long as there's stipulations such as you have to finish the program. Maybe past one semester, I'll give you if you have to take a break or something, but I'm not paying for you to go to school for 15 years when it should be 10, if we're talking about like a doctor or something. And if you don't meet that stipulation, then I think you have to pay it back. If you don't pass with the C plus, then you have to pay it back. I'm cool with the C. I know some of those medical classes are hard, but I don't want a D doctor coming into my room either. So I think there has to be stipulations on stuff like that. So same with healthcare. I'm cool with paying for it if you don't smoke, and that's all smoke that goes into your lungs. Weed, cigarettes, vapes. I don't want to pay for your stuff. If you don't exercise, I don't want to pay as much for your stuff. Like I think I agree with it, but there has to be stipulations that people abide by, or they put in extra. Like I'm willing to put in extra. I feel like if you're a higher income, you should put in extra. But I also feel
Oh,
like
hell no.
you shouldn't reap the benefits of the socialist type benefits if you're just out there being a bum. Like, I need you to go to the gym. I need you not to smoke. I need you to do stuff like that to stay healthy, because I don't think it's fair to pay the same price. If I have somebody going to the gym 5 times a week, they don't drink, they don't smoke, that's not fair to pay the same expenses for somebody who's like a chain smoker getting high every day.
Would you have like
Well,
a weight limit tax as well? Called a fat tax.
I wouldn't. So I think that there should be more offered to like bariatric procedures, because what I have found is a lot of people want to get assistance, but the meds are too high and or the surgeries are too high and they can't afford to do so. So I think that's a situation that could be much easier remedied than people think it is, but it's just because they can't get to the resources.
Rush said you bugging. Rush said, "Hey, she's." Rush said he ain't paying no taxes. I'm with you, Rush. She up here tripping.
It's a good thing I can't see. I don't know how to look at comments. So
yeah, Rush said, "I'm glad she's not in a position of power."
Here. I'm getting there.
I agree with that, and I think at the end of the day, it kind of comes to like a moral stand ground where you sit in a lot of these types of conversations. But I agree with all of that because I do agree with everything that she was saying, but then I also agree with what Jerk was saying about being born into a caste system. I would personally hate that. I would not want that for my life and for myself. So I know that it benefits a lot of people, but I just don't really believe in that. But yeah, I agree.
Okay. We got two people. What's good, Wally? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Sophisticated Jerk? What's going on, everybody?
Thanks for pulling up. But Wally, real quick, was Alicia Keys out of bounds?
You know. Oh man. You know, at first when I looked at that, I was like, yeah, this is a little bit crazy. But honestly, overall, I would say no. It's like it is what it is. I mean, for how you look at it, I mean, it's Usher. I mean, he does this every other which way with whoever it is, single, no single, like he does this with anybody. So, I mean, if you take it personal, I guess that's on you. But I think in most cases or not, for me, I say it like this: if you know, like you doing it, like pretty much, they more likely rehearse their performance, right? In my honest opinion, and that's how I look at this. Like, if you pretty much rehearse this, like there was some type of expectation, like what would happen if the performance would happen. So I think that's just my thing, in my opinion. But other than that, I mean, it's not like he had his hand in any of the wrong places. You feel me? Like.
Okay. So he ain't go too far overboard where you would put out.
He didn't went too far. Now I can't
I'm
say
still
like,
leaving Alicia in this case.
Well, yeah, but as far as where he's positioned, I don't think so. He was too far. I can't speak for how far was he, behind her. Now I can't speak for that, but
no doubt.
Yeah.
So, but going back to the topic we discussing now. So, do you think capitalism is a good or bad system? From your perspective,
I believe it's a good system. I think the only way it's a bad system if you're someone that does not understand it and know how to progress within it.
Oh, okay. So, what did you feel on Amazing and Erica's take on as far as like
I actually came into the crux of it, so it's like I have to get a refresher on it.
Okay, but let me go back to Amazing on that. So you would be willing to kick up to like around 50% taxes to accommodate that?
If my stipulations were in place.
Okay. So like if you was making a good amount of money, you're okay with like contributing more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Shit. Yeah, y'all some good people up here. Do y'all think that's like a more of like a female nurturing thing? Because I know I'm like, I want my taxes lower and people could go, But I'm greedy. I mean, I can say that out loud.
I would be like this. I ain't paying no taxes, but I'll definitely the money that I save, I'll definitely give it to a cause. Don't get me wrong.
So you'll donate, but you want it on your terms.
Yeah, but
you don't want them to just take it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you ain't taking it and you just certificating wherever you want to put it. Like, no, I'd rather just take it, have it my way, and then I put it where it belongs. Because knowing you, they say they put it in good places, but you just look at it and be like, So my money's going where again? And this is what's going on in the country? No. Something got to change.
What about you, Manic?
Initially, I would have said, absolutely no to just possibly raising taxes. But, if there was a system in place designed that would actually work and be like beneficial to everybody, and I mean, just as equally beneficial to, the people who are wealthy as it is beneficial to the people who are not, I would consider increasing taxes, not by much, but it would have to make sense. So I have to see all the numbers, but I wouldn't be opposed to it if it's like for the greater good.
Yeah, because I was looking at something. I mean, honestly, you think about how much we probably pay for like healthcare, coming out of your paychecks, an increase probably wouldn't actually hurt you at all if they were removed that cost.
Yeah.
But I was listening to somebody kind of break it down, because at first I was like, no, across the board. I was like, hell no, we should have paid for nothing. But they were like, you look how much money we probably send overseas to like foreign aid and all those packages. We technically could probably accommodate that, because we'll push out like trillions of dollars sometimes with them packages. So it's just, if you kind of do think about it, it's like, hey, maybe we might stop doing that and pour some of that money at home, and you could probably actually pay for it. So yeah, at first I was like, hell no, but kind of thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? Like you guys are saying, maybe if they readjust some stuff, maybe we could pay for that. So do y'all think
too,
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say again, I think it has to be certain. So if we say education, for example, I think it has to be focused on needed careers and occupations. It can't be like an art history degree if you have one. I don't mean that as an insult, but it has to be things that is useful for the overall population.
So you're talking about like engineering, medical. What about like programs as far as like CDLs and plumbers and stuff like that? You think they should cover that?
Those would all be. Yep.
No, I think that would definitely be good.
Yeah, I mean,
but again, you also have to, with the stipulations. Like, I do think there has to be. It would have to have a time frame. So the length of the program maybe plus a semester. There have to be certain grades, or you have to pay back. I don't think you can just open it up.
You said a C, right?
For everybody, at least.
You said a brain surgeon with a C. You gonna let him operate on you?
I mean, I think there has to be everybody's the lowest in their field somewhere. So
you'd be like, let me get the dude with the B down there that had the B plus.
You just have to know who to request. Like, I'll take that one, not that one.
Oh, that's a solid point. What's your take on that, Erica? So do you think like we should probably cut off some of the foreign aid, that we could possibly like do some of these like I say domestic programs?
These conversations are very hard for me, because I could go into a whole tangent about our government and the way that it's operating at this moment, and the way that certain demographics of our citizens are behaving when it comes to politics and our government at this point in time. So I'm just going to pass on these questions and let you guys go ahead with your conversation.
No, that's it's definitely a large topic, but I did wanted to kind of touch on some of the things, like I said, as far as like, capitalism. So yeah, I could go in rabbit holes. If
let me say this. Let me ask this question, because y'all know I always like to ask my question.
Okay.
Somebody said the greater good. I think it was Manic who mentioned if it was for the greater good, right? Where is the line between worrying for self and the greater good? And then also, when you are thinking of self, does the self-focus hurt you, the greater good for your people by thinking that way? Or the greater good, I get caught up with that because is it for everybody? Where are the tiers? Is the greater good for everyone, for your demographic of people and where you fit in, or just self?
Yeah. When I said the greater good, I meant all of it and a tiered approach. So first, I'm going to look at just everybody as a whole. Like, does this new policy, impact a certain demographic positively and to a disadvantage to another demographic? Like, that's the greater good. If there was a structure that was mutually beneficial for everybody in a sense of like it removes it removes the issues that we have with unemployment into certain fields that we really need, and we can combat that with free education, then that would be part of the greater good, because yeah, we pay a little bit more in our taxes, but jobs will be filled, people will be employed, and what we need will be met. So, I mean, I would literally have to see the numbers. So I can't just blanketly say like, oh yeah, I pay 50% of my salary, because that's just ridiculous, just to pay your money or increase taxes to that level or degree. Especially if you're not going to be making other changes like, housing, affordability. Like, there has to be some significant changes, but I would be okay with increasing taxes if things could be done on a more even playing field. I know there's certain countries that don't even allow foreigners to buy land, to own land in their country. And I'm not saying that we should do that here, but I think that entities that have such large purchasing power, they should be, capped. There should be some limitations on what they can do, because if you just look at real estate, just one market, they kind of messed up the game. People were trying to buy houses. Now it's just all about investments. So that's capitalism working, but I think at that point it's negatively impacting, the everyday person.
That's a good point.
Brought up another good example.
But Erica, let me jump on your question real quick. That was a good question. And it bought me. I was working overseas and I was living in Kuwait, and I had to go to the hospital because I was like working myself to sickness because I was putting in so many hours. But the one thing I liked about their country is like if you go to the hospital, they had like a menu on the wall, pretty much like, hey, x-ray is this much, this is this much, everything, all the costs were like outlined, and they were like inexpensive, where nothing was inflated. It was like everything was just on the wall, like, hey, you want this, you want a dental cleaning. So they were just transparent where everything, and it was accessible to anybody that came into the hospital. So I kind of like how they had that structure. I think if they go to something like that, like you said, I think that balances that out for everyone. And then also, like, I think kind of tackling like how you would implement this, it would have to be like at the high school level where you start training people up to get in these different career fields, like Amazing was talking about, like as far as filling the gaps and stuff. So yeah, definitely it's a big question, but I like you said that, because yeah, it makes you think. It's like, hey, how's all this could be spread out? Because it's easy to say, but there's definitely some levels to it.
Well, a key word that you said is transparency. And one of the biggest issues we have in this country is that a lot of people don't know where their tax dollars are going. And there is no transparency about what that is. If things were broken down, like, okay, this is exactly where your tax dollars are going for the greater good, I feel or would think that a lot more people would be willing to do that. And then you talk about, other countries that won't allow foreigners to buy land. The way we operate is we allow certain people to have certain rights and be able to do certain things that come from other places, but then others we keep out. We send over trillions of dollars to help certain countries but then we can't even pay back the people who built this country. So again, I could go on and on and on because I have opinions on both sides, but I just think that it's hard from where I stand to like have like a solid opinion either way.
Yeah, no, I think it's just so big. Like you like you said, you got to explore that because I mean that's one thing. Like I know a lot of time people bash politicians, but I mean that's the level of thinking they got to go through. You know, when you're like developing policies and stuff, because you know I deal a little bit with it, but it's just like okay, if we do this, we might have a good intention, but okay, it might impact this over here. This might impact this. So it's just like, man, you got to go like 5 or 6 different levels of thinking to like capture all this stuff. And even then, it still might have a adverse effect, you know, down the line. So yeah, not like you said, there's honestly no right or wrong answer because like you said, you can have the feel good things that we might want to say we want, but when you start like going levels below, you're like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Because like when you propose a question and Manic gave his response, I was like, yeah, you know, maybe that is a little deeper than what we thought. But not definitely good points. So Wally, you got any points on that?
I think y'all pretty much covered it because I agree with everything else.
Okay, so if anybody has anything else, we're going to try to keep this live a little quicker today because I know a couple people have some things going on. So we just wanted to kind of jump on here. But I'm going to pull up the Reddit scenario. Manic, if you could read that.
Yeah, I got you.
Give me 1 second. But yeah, we're going to start talking about more topics like that, you know, get more involved in like, you know, different reforms, school reform, you know, child support reform, all this stuff, get everybody's takes because I do want to start doing more critical thinking. So we're going to visit this capitalism one again. We're going to take it to a deeper level though, because I like some of the stuff that Erica was talking about. I wouldn't mind going down them layers a little bit. Yeah. So we'll flesh it out later. Give me 1 second, Manic. I'll pull it up.
School reform, I think, is a good one too.
Yeah,
and
I definitely want to jump on that school reform.
It ties right into some of the socialism programs I would like to take place.
Yeah, you want everything. You trying to raise taxes like 80%.
Here goes the social warrior.
We got a whole socialist on it.
Okay. Yeah, she like I'll pay like 80%. Take all my bread. I'm like, whoa.
I'll pay like there has to be income levels, right? Like I'm not expecting somebody that say you make $75,000 a year. I'm not expecting you to pay 50%. I'm just, you know, there has to be like different brackets like there is now. But I do think the more you make, the more you should pay.
Oh, you tripping? I'm about to get Rush on you. Rush was going off in them comments. Rush was like, yo, who's
She bugging.
Rush was like, But all right, man, can you see it?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, disappeared.
There we go.
Okay. There we go. All right. I, 23-year-old female, accidentally said my friend's 22-year-old male name while having sex with my boyfriend. What do I do? Dang. I know I fucked up.
Hit the reject button.
I know I fucked up. I made a mistake. I'm not cheating on my boyfriend, nor do I have romantic feelings for my friend. I just slipped up. What? I'm not typically very vocal in bed. I'm not a dirty talker. I'm more of a moaner. Typically, the most I'll actually say are curse words, which I think make it clear that I'm enjoying it. My boyfriend prefers dirty talk, like full sentences, which is something I've never done and I'm not used to. I'm also not a great speaker. I trip over my words very frequently and mix up words. So I think it's understandable that when I currently preoccupied by something that feels really good, I may not speak the best. So things were happening and I said the name of my friend. My boyfriend immediately stopped and called me out on it, demanding to know why I said his name. I said it was just a slip of the tongue. He said that he doesn't believe that. So some context here. My boyfriend isn't typically insecure until it comes to this one specific friend. It's because he thinks he's not as handsome as my friend and he's shorter than him by a bit, which I don't think is something he needs to worry about. So now I can't convince him that I'm not attracted to my friend and that I wasn't thinking about my friend. What can I do to fix this? You can't fix it.
We'll go
You
to Manny
can't fix
first.
this. Yeah. I gotta go right in. You can't fix this. What's done has been done. You were thinking about your friend while you're with your dude. I'm not gonna say that's completely unacceptable because there's plenty guys out there that will just be on some whatever. But not me, not I. Yeah, that would just let me know that you want your friend, and I would not stop you or get in the way between you and your friend.
So it's
I
a
would
wrap for
just-
you. It's
Oh,
over.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can't say somebody's name if you're not thinking about them, and you're having the most intimate experience with somebody, and you're thinking about somebody else, and that's not a shot to that person. It's more of a shot to how you feel about that person. So, yeah. So she wants her friend romantically, but she's trying to say, Faith, you can't do anything to fix this. The only thing you can do is try to convince him. If he's weak, he'll stay. But if he has any type of strength in him, he's gone.
All right, let me get Wally, and then I'm gonna flip it to the ladies. That we're gonna flip the scenario to like if the man called out a female's name. I want to get y'all response on that. So Wally, in this situation, man, you done heard it. Is it a wrap?
Hey,
He need to get up
man.
out of there. Abort mission.
Hey, look, I said it just like I said it in the chat. I said, hey, look, it's gonna be that Fast and Furious moment. Hit that inject button. Get out of it. It doesn't do it my speed. I'm sorry.
He said at high speeds.
Yeah, I don't know how you could come back from this. After that slip, because like you said, man, she got homie in the friend zone for a reason. Like my man's that dick in the safety glass, like just hit it in. Use at your convenience.
Yeah,
so yeah, my man
break in case of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the heartbreak. But I think honestly, it's like because you have to really question, like, if y'all are so-called like our friends or buddies, however it may be, right? And then this magically just come like this is the first time out of I don't know how much times that y'all had intercourse with each other, and it finally came out like that. It's like eventually you have to start considering like why did that now happen out of all other times? Like you eventually gotta have to question that. So
man, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm out. Like
hey, I hear you, but hey.
Yeah, so do y'all think like in that case, like man, she's having deep thoughts of the guy, or she kind of wants to be with him? Is that the first thing that comes to your mind?
Something changed along the way. You ain't pulling that out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like depending on how much times you had intercourse and this finally came out, I'm like, yeah, awkward.
Hell yeah. No, that's
hold
okay.
on. Well, I'm gonna let the ladies speak, and then I'm gonna tell her the ultimate solution.
Okay. We'll circle back to that. So okay, Erica and Amazing. Your man, he's y'all in action, and he calls out like one of his close friends' name. Y'all sticking around? Y'all gonna get an explanation, work it out? What's your take on that? I'll go to Erica first on that.
Me, I'm out. Let's just say that. But I do think two things could be true. I do think, like, as we're going through the story, I'm like, okay, maybe she clumsy. Maybe she just didn't know what to say. Because in those moments, I can understand if somebody's not used to being vocal during sex, they don't know what to say. I've been called names, not nobody else's name, but names, because they just didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But once she got down to the part about giving the context about how the boyfriend has an issue with this friend and is already questioning their connection and friendship, that's when I'm like, all right, girl, you like even if you didn't mean it, it's a wrap. Because no, that ain't it's you can't fix it. There's no way you can fix the situation. That's just what I think. So
Okay.
Wait,
All
hold
right,
on. We
amazing.
gotta go back.
Oh, go ahead.
Before I gotta. You said, Erica, go back to you. You say you've been called names. I gotta hear some of these names.
Plead the fifth, Erica. Plead the
No,
fifth. Don't fall for Manning's bullshit.
No, don't.
Plead the fifth. So I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
No, don't listen to Jerk. We having fun right now.
Shit.
It's
Come
about
back
to be
to me.
fun.
Let Amazing give her response, and then maybe I'll tell a little story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we story time with Erica. All right, Amazing.
For his example first, I agree with what Erica just pointed out, because that was the first thing I thought actually is that piece when she was like, my boyfriend isn't typically insecure until it comes to this one specific friend. So to me, there's already some shady stuff going on. And I know this is controversial, but I don't believe that people are truly friends with the opposite sex. And I have friends that believe completely opposite of me. So I know it's controversial. I just don't believe that male and females are friends like that, literally, unless you knew this person as like a 2-year-old and maybe you're, was like a family friend. But I don't believe you meet somebody in like middle school and just stay friends with them as an opposite sex forever. So I definitely don't think it happens in adulthood. But yeah, somebody said a rant, like honestly, even if it was random, I'd be like, who the F is that? Like who exactly? Get out. You're out of here. I'd use all the generous tax money I gave to some of those people and ask them to come move all of the person's crap out my house.
You said they got to pack it up.
Yep.
So let me ask you guys, what happened if they called out like a friend's name that was like looked like Precious or something? Was unattractive. Would y'all be cool with that then? They still got to go?
No, because I had an issue with a friend who did look like something from Jurassic Park, but it was an issue.
Oh Lord.
Said, damn, okay, Erica. Erica was like, look.
Jurassic Park. Wow, that's a good one.
All right, so man,
to that point,
I thought she was
to Erica's point, you do see on both spectrums. I feel like you'll see men sometimes and be like, how in the world did that work? Like how did those two end up together, and vice versa. So sometimes you see like a very good looking man and what Erica just described, and maybe, or, a good looking woman. Now, right away, most men will be like, or both, honestly, men and women probably be like, oh, he probably has money. But you always kind of wonder, like, when it's opposite and it's like the girl from Jurassic Park, like, what's going on there? So it definitely happens. And I feel like men aren't as particular sometimes when it comes to looks, like if they're lonely, and because they just, they're like, it's just, like quick. So it doesn't necessarily, I think, matter what that person looks like quite as much.
So it would have impact you more if like you had a fine friend and he called her name out versus like a busted one.
No, it would definitely hurt my feelings more if it was the fine one, but either Jurassic Park or fine, you're out both, either or.
Oh, either way, but if it was a fine friend, it's streamlined. Like you call it two U-Haul companies, you like, look, get his shit out quick.
Honestly, it'd probably make me feel worse about myself if it was the Jurassic Park girl. Like if it was like the super fine girl, I'd be like, I mean, she is fine. But if it was the Jurassic Park girl, I would be like, kind of hurt a little bit, like, oh my gosh, am I really slacking that bad? Like you would think more about yourself.
Oh yeah, damn, that's a good point.
Let me get Manic and Wally on that. So if the dude was like Idris Elba and shit, definitely that would probably hurt us more. But if he looked like Forrest Whitaker, y'all still leaving?
Yeah, I'm leaving regardless. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I think the Forrest Whitaker looking one would be more funny. I think I would be like, it would be funny because I'd be like, yeah. it would make me laugh as I'm exiting. you know. But if I asked him for the fine friend, I'd be like, that's just part of the game, you know. I understand it, whatever. She's not for me.
Okay. But we'll go ahead and turn it to you, man. You said you got the ultimate solution for this
You never
lady in the
answered,
center.
though. Jerk.
Yeah, we got to get.
Never answered.
We got Wally has to answer first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then what would you do?
I think
Oh
you
no, I
said
said
leave.
the same thing. I said leave. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
It don't matter. You do
Yeah,
it
he
twice.
said leave.
Yeah, you do it
No, I'm
twice.
definitely gone. Yeah, I'm like somebody done mention your name like somebody else's name in the act like that. Cause like it did, like I read the part where Erica was outlining where she was talking about she was stumbling over stuff and clumsy, but you play it safe. You know, you could say Poppy, Chulo, or something else. You know, you ain't got to call another dude's name like that. You out like
Kevin. Like what?
Especially if you know him too, because like you said, if it would have
Michael.
probably been some random name, like I was watching some TV show or something, you know, that might be a little different. I'm still leaving you, but I'm like, all right, you know. But yeah, if it's somebody y'all know and it's a close friend and just that specific name of somebody that had that issue, because I didn't catch it until y'all broke that down. I'm like, yeah, nah, that person has like them subconscious dots of that person. So yeah, nah, that they violating. So
What if-
Yeah,
hell
but
no.
would it make you and Wally, I don't think you answered this one, would it make you feel any sort of way if it was like the really good looking guy compared to maybe like the not so much?
I mean, it's not even my demeanor of, you know, if it make me look or feel some type of way. It's just like, hey, look, at the end of this day, for the fact that you just call out another name, it's done. It's just what it is. If it like there's no, and I would believe the same way. If I would have called out another female name, you would be on 10. You would be out. So, hey.
Would y'all
Nah,
be
one
more
of them would definitely make me feel a little different. Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that, Wally.
No, that was me.
That was me.
Oh, my bad.
Would y'all be more forgiving if it was an ex that they called out? Would that make more sense, or would that be worse?
I think
That would be worse because
that
that
would
means
definitely be worse.
Yeah, you
that
still
makes you the
long?
rebound. That makes you the rebound dude.
That makes you the dude that's like she settled for.
Ooh,
I feel like
absolutely.
you'd also be feeling like you're being compared at that point too. Like, is he comparing me at this very moment with?
That's exactly what it is. To be honest, shit.
I don't even
Damn.
think it's the comparison. It's just that the fact that you're with this person, they're thinking about somebody else, and it's like, how long have they felt that way? Like, was it the whole time? And they just can't get to that person that they want.
Yeah, but I think that would be the comparison, right? Because you got to think about it. Because I mean, there is no set in time moments of how long the relationship's been, you know, and the next, you know, you thought of your ex, but it's like, I would think if you eventually called your ex name out and we have an intercourse, it's like, so how long have you been thinking like this? Like, what's up?
Yeah. No, I'm saying the same thing, but what I'm saying differently is that I wouldn't see it as a comparison. I would just see it as this person wants that person and just settle for me. I wouldn't try to sit up there and like think about that person like, oh, how do I compare with this? Like, nah, I don't even care about any of that. It's like, I know who I am. Like, just because she sees something different, you know, that's irrelevant. But, you know, she already told me how she feels by saying the other dude's name, the ex. So it's just like, it's a done deal for all of it, every scenario. But saying the ex would be the worst.
Okay, so is it a done deal right then, or do you wait?
I mean, is there really a time for waiting? I mean, I think if you call someone's name, I think
you gotta finish.
Go to that person you want to go to. Hey.
That's a great question. No, that's a great question. I thought about it. I had to think about it. I was like, damn, what, do you finish or do you wait? Did you call me? No, you finish. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on if you're into it. Like, I mean, sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I just think like I think for women, for sure, like right then, like you're through, like that's it, you're out. But for a man, I just feel like it would be like an internal struggle. Like,
nah, this is how efficient men are. We would make that decision in 0.127 seconds.
I'm done. Damn that. I'll go jerk it in the sink. I'll take the L.
Oh Lord have mercy. This man.
I'm pushing it out I'm out the way, like move it. I'm going straight to the sink, then I'm gonna come back and cuss you out. That's how it's gonna go down.
Lord have mercy, dog. This man.
He's gonna hop off.
Lordy,
like,
Lordy,
something
Lordy.
wrong?
Mm.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll be right back. But you're on the hook. You got to. Yeah.
I'm going to have selective hearing and finish, and then it's gonna all come back crystal clear to me.
You said you're gonna be like, you ain't shit.
Not immediately. It'll just be like, all right, yeah, I'm chilling now. But hey, by the way, you thought I didn't hear you, but I did. You mentioned such and such. What was that about? Okay, cool.
But let me get M3's take real quick because I know he's got to go streaming soon. So you heard the scenario, M3?
Man, look, man, say less, man. The moment I read like the headlines, I was like, yo, I gotta hop up in here for 5 minutes real quick before I start the stream. But look, man, I'm gonna just be honest with you, okay? Even though I never been through that situation, but I ain't gonna lie, man, my mind would be pretty messed up if you're in the middle of, doing something like creating magic, you know what I mean, between you and your lady, and then all of a sudden she scream out someone else's name, And I'm like, look, if it's not the song Tyrone, you shouldn't be screaming nobody else's name. So the fact that that actually happened, because you have to understand when you're in the motion of things and you're calling out someone's name, you're having some type of mental and emotional attachment, even if you're saying like that's like a mistake and I didn't mean to call the person's name out. I'm like, to me in my head, it's like you're already thinking about that person, even if you feel like it was subtle, especially while you're in the motion of it. And of course, people's gonna mask it and say, well, yeah, that's just my friend. I'm not thinking about him. I don't have no romantic relationships, but it just makes the person overall just look bad. You know what I mean?
No, that's a good point. Yeah, she's romanticizing that joint like it's one of them fictional movies or some shit. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. So I had to come up and just give my 10 cents into it, man. It's just not right. And I would never be the same. I will never put in the same motion again. It's like, as a guy, it really hurts your ego and your pride, because now you're like thinking like, man, I can go 100% on her, because if I do that, she's gonna be thinking about, I don't know, like Norris or whatever, or Ronnie, whoever. So
yeah, I couldn't do it. My ego is too big. It'll definitely hurt my pride. I can't even act like it though. But it sounds like it'll hurt the ladies' pride a little bit too. Y'all say y'all out of there also. So
shit, if that was us, it's gonna be like World War III in the bedroom. They won't look every anniversary, every sex anniversary. They're gonna always gonna make sure that we remember that mistake. They're gonna hold that to our heads. They're gonna hold us accountable. They're gonna tell the girlfriends, and then they're gonna tell the girlfriends' husbands, and then we're gonna all hear it. So it's even worse.
So let me ask y'all, because that brought up a good question. In the moment, who you think would wild out the most, men or women, in that scenario?
Men.
You say men? What about you, Erica? You think men too?
I don't know, kind of going back to what Amazing said earlier, I think men would finish and then wild out worse.
I think so. But sorry, just to add a little to that, I think women would quit, but I think like they would be like internalizing it and thinking about it. Like, did that happen? Like, she might not even say nothing. Like, she just might act like I got a stomach ache and be mad in the bathroom. I think a guy would, if anybody's gonna like act crazy right there, I think it'd be more likely a guy. Like, I think the girl's gonna be in her head about it a little bit, like quietly at first, and then maybe go off later, but not.
The poison and shit.
The girl gonna have questions.
Like a pre-calculated
like,
type of
you gotta answer. We got questions. What's
y'all dangerous now.
Like,
y'all plotting. What's that show that be coming on? Where the dudes be getting
What?
poisoned. Yeah,
Like
no.
one of those like Lifetime shows or something.
I want to right now reaction. That shit unsafe. What y'all talk about? Talk about going to the bathroom, thinking the shit out.
Look, they're thinking about like, okay, how can I affect his credit score? How can I get this guy fired from his job? How can I make him lose everything that he ever loved? You know what I mean?
They like,
How can I ruin his life?
they like, he drinks out that orange juice quite a bit. You know, they figured out the frequency.
Yeah,
He has an emotional attachment with his dog.
No, but
Let me do
he
something
ain't
about
lying
that.
because let me tell y'all, the Jurassic Park friend that I'm talking about, y'all will lie about the ugly friend because y'all embarrassed about the fact that y'all really messed with the ugly friend at one point in time. So y'all gonna not admit what it really is. But doing some Snoop Doggy dogging, you know, I found out that there was a situation between Jurassic Park friend because I found a video on his computer from Valentine's Day a couple years prior to me, where he had made like a whole dedication video to this woman, and in the video is her in his bed. He fixed her breakfast in bed and everything.
Oh, my man gave her the
But
luxury.
he's telling me
All
that
right,
he
them three.
didn't.
All right, man.
So,
All right.
you know, it don't
Damn,
matter.
he should got rid of that damn video. My man's tripping.
He's holding
Oh,
on
he
to
tried
that.
to label it something different. Thought I wasn't gonna go through all the files. I went through it all.
What did he label
Somebody
it
put
as?
some things in flash drives. Save you.
I forget what it was labeled as, but it was like her last name and then some like random word. And I said, okay.
Wow.
The
See,
old last
so
name.
stuff like that. You got.
Yeah, my man name had a naming system. He's like, oh, this naming system, they're never gonna figure this shit out. She was like, play.
You ain't got
This
nothing to
naming,
worry about.
they'll
That's
never
just my
guess this
friend.
naming convention.
We ain't been nothing but friends. That's my friend. I don't like her like that. We just cool. We just friends.
That's what they all say. She said,
So,
he just
Erica,
friends.
you said
Good.
what were the names that someone called you that weren't yours, but not somebody else's names?
Oh, Manic wasn't forgiving that. He was like, we covered that.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah,
name?
yeah.
Erica?
No, I just want to answer.
Like, I did-
Well, okay, so two things to this whole scenario of this story. So I have been called someone else's name, but not during sex, because they die like immediately. But back in college, my boyfriend at the time would never tell me his ex-girlfriend's name, but I knew her name because I know everything and I find out everything. So I already knew. But in the context of him confessing his love to me for the first time, telling me he loved me, her name was Rachel. And he said, I love you, Erica.
Ooh.
And I said, oh, you was about to call me Rachel, wasn't you? And he just looked at me because I wasn't supposed to know her name. But yeah, that happened. But as far as the being called a name in the act, I like to be talked to. Okay. So I asked this person to talk to me, say things. He wasn't comfortable with doing that. So he was like, stupid bitch.
You say he went all the way with
I
it,
was
huh?
not expecting that. Out of all the things for you to say, Erica, I was not expecting that.
I thought it was gonna be some like little cute nickname. My man went all that. He was like, shit. He's like, where you want me to talk dirty?
And I couldn't fault him because I did put the pressure, like, you know, talk to me. So I couldn't be mad. So I was like, okay, but not that far. Like,
Did that
did
kind
it
of
shock you? No, like did it like?
Did. I was like, oh, like, okay, maybe I won't ask him anymore.
Like, oh,
but,
dark.
Yeah. But I didn't
we're
take
going, just
offense
tone it down
to
a little
it
bit.
because
Let's get there.
I
Let's
felt
work
like
our way up to that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, he just didn't know what to say. So I can understand her point to that. Like,
My man turned up. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man said, what do you need me to say?
He's like, oh, word. So you're serious about the dirtiness. He's like,
Yeah,
look, I'm gonna escalate up.
Stupid.
Did he give you a safe word and shit? Like, look, if I go too far, like.
I think I might have even out loud said, like, whoa, but you know.
But the fact that he put stupid in front of the fact that
he emphasized that. No, that's a good catch, man.
It was a hard B, like stupid bitch. Like it was like
he's been wanting to say that for a very long time.
Yeah. You definitely pissed him off like sometime during that week where he was like, look, I gotta get this shit out. She gave me the go ahead. He's like, look, we gonna play this shit out,
time.
but this is how I truly feel in the inside. My man on the
but I couldn't even be mad because I like forced it out of him.
Oh,
but,
wow.
I mean, that's not.
You forced it out of him
at that
already.
point that I learned then that that's just not something that everybody can do. It's just
Did you ask him to keep talking, or you were just like, nah, all right.
No, I stopped asking. I didn't ask anymore. Just
yeah.
Let's just
Curiosity. I think I would ask one more question. I'd be like, how else do you feel about me? I'm just curious.
I was like, I don't.
Did
I don't
he? Did he say anything afterwards? Or
no,
like,
I don't
like,
think. I think like
probably apologize.
I brought it up like later, like you called me a stupid bitch, right? Like I didn't mean that, but
he was probably like, oh, word. He was like, man, did you like the way I emphasized that?
No, and he said he was like, I realized that I said it when I said it, but I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't know what to say, and I was like, I know, like
what? You could have said anything else.
Apologize.
I mean, but it was a situation where it was like I'm like begging to say,
Erica.
talk to me, and then he just stupid bitch. I was like, oh shit, well, I did.
That's kind of gangster.
Like,
I did ask for it, so.
And when he was apologizing, you know what he was thinking in his head?
What, stupid bitch? Probably.
Apologizing and just like
probably, because I mean, technically,
I'm so sorry.
So I mean, hey, he went all the way wrong, I guess.
No, that's hilarious.
Thank you for sharing, Erica. We appreciate that.
Nah, no doubt.
I was not expecting that.
You threw me off. I thought it was gonna be one of those like cute boo names and shit.
Yeah, I thought I knew it was gonna be like a little pet name. I was like, oh, is she going? I just want to see how corny these pet names are gonna be. Yeah. That was not a pet name.
Way left. That boy said, "I'm going 100."
Yeah, he's like,
he said, "I'm going 0 to 100." Like, are we doing this? Oh yeah, we doing this. Yeah. So
all right, man. You want me to pull back up the thing, or you good without it to give your conclusion?
I'm good without it to give the only solution, and this is I'm gonna title this "Bad Advice from the Genius."
Good but terrible advice.
This is good but terrible advice. That's perfect. What she could do is deny that it ever happened. Deny that it ever happened, because it didn't happen, and just go on like that. And I've seen somebody do that, and it's.
What do you mean? Wait. You said you've seen somebody do that, so that it happened to you, and then they denied it?
Mm-hmm.
This happened, what?
No, not this scenario happening, but
okay, yeah. I'm like, God damn, you got it. We was about to put you on a.
I got first-hand experience on us. No, nah. Some people are just, this is what's called lack of accountability to the highest level, to the extreme. It's like, don't even acknowledge that it happened.
That's actually kind of gangster. It's like make you feel like you're crazy. Like, man, I ain't say that shit. You got something? Do you want him?
Yeah, there you go.
Just flip it back on you. You always bringing him up, but you tell me you on some broke back shit. Like, have you thinking you're crazy?
Exactly. You know how the two women they're both up here quiet.
Yeah,
they already know this. They knew. I'm just discovering this much later in life, just experiencing. But they
so
knew this shit in middle school, so we behind the game.
You said we catching up. They got full-fledged psychology degrees. Just
women do. Women do.
So you try to say to a certain degree, I'm reading between the lines, they're master manipulators.
Shit.
For the record, the sophisticated jerk said that shit.
They're like, shit. They're not even looking at each other, but they're like, girl, they might be on to some shit. We're gonna have to switch the game up. We're gonna have to go to like program 5.
Look,
I see it in your eyes.
Strategy now. Yep.
They're like, damn. But that was a pretty good strategy. But that is messed up. My man be like, I know she said that shit.
No, she said that. Nah, you just.
But the way
you
she
just
just
like
like
Kevin. I see
lied
you
about
looking
it.
at Kevin.
But all right, we'll go ahead. We'll start closing it down. Definitely great discussion. We're gonna start touching more on some of those social topics and stuff, mixing it up a little bit. But we'll go around and get everybody's information. Where are you located at? Where can we reach you at? And any part of words. And we'll start with you, Erica. We'll go across.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram at Erica Dawn Voices. I am dropping tomorrow teaser for a new podcast that I am hopefully launching soon. And yeah, that's it.
Hey, send me the link to that so I could, because we got the community thing and I'll post it on there so people go reach it. And then I know Dusto was gonna reach out. Scam was gonna reach out to you for voiceover and stuff. So he said he's gonna hit you up. All right, Manic Genius. Partner words, where can we reach you?
Great conversation today. Thank you for sharing that personal story with us, Erica.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, just great conversation. Love to talk about stuff like this. So definitely more in the works. You can find me on the Manic Sophistication channel always, and on IG at the Manic Genius. Appreciate y'all.
Amazing.
Thanks for inviting me. I also do the movie reviews with these fine fellas here, and it was nice talking with you, Erica. Thanks for having me. That's all I have.
All right. My man Wally.
Hey, y'all can find me at Wally World. Other than that, great conversations as always, and you can definitely also find me every now and then on the Thursday reviews for the movies. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and just keep tuning in. We're gonna keep on, bringing people up and having different conversations and stuff. Like I said, I like everybody's perspective because, like I said last week, it's definitely needed to get more females in the space that are professional and stuff, and that gives pushback and gets us to think a little different. So I do like Erica's questions because she be having us jumbled up sometimes. I'm like, damn, I didn't think about that. She don't messed up our whole strategy. So I think we need to have that and good interactions where it's the respect and stuff. So I definitely appreciate like Amazing and Erica. When Mel comes up here, because I definitely think it's needed to showcase that there's very good professional women that know how to articulate their points and have these good conversations. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But other than that, we'll go ahead and close this out. So see y'all next week. Peace.